Hello and welcome back to the Dwarves and playing hardball. Who doesn't love dwarves? We had a grand fight last time. We defeated the orcs. And now I want to reload the save directly after that because we went into the valley, but there's actually something else that we could do.
A hard path lies ahead of you, down into the valley and then up into the snow-covered mountains. It will be difficult, if not impossible, to climb back afterwards. You should be sure that you've made all the necessary preparations before you continue.
Yes, we have. Nothing can stop us now. The Firstling stronghold is less than 10 days march away. Although we only have food like for 4 days, huh? 4 or 5 days. Because there's something, as we are kind, we want to give someone in our group the opportunity to prove useful and feel better, therefore. Yeah, by the way, like our relationships, they are not improving, unfortunately. Or like a little bit here, yeah. But maybe this means 100, actually, I don't know. There.
You reach a large frozen lake surrounded by a thick pine forest. The quickest way would be to walk straight over the ice, but you don't know how stable it is. The detour through the forest would be safer, but would also take much longer.
The lake or the woods? I think we could indeed go over the lake, although I initially thought, oh well, let's rather be careful here with our water-averse dwarves. However, there is a little secret in our group that we did not know about before.
You decide to take the quicker route and walk directly across the frozen lake. The ice carries your weight and you make good progress at first. But after about a third of the way, the ice begins to rumble and some cracks begin to form.
Oh no!
Let me go ahead. I am the lightest and can search for a safe route.
Good idea.
You may be light, but I know all there is to know about ice. There are frozen lakes that we cross up in the Brown Range during winter. Let me go ahead. I don't fancy falling through the ice on account of some long-un.
I can't vouch for Goimgar, but it's true that the lakes in the Brown Range often freeze over in winter. We always played on the ice as children.
Interesting. Well, let's trust Goimgar, so maybe this will help him feel more comfortable in the group, and so everybody accepts him more. Let's give him a chance.
Goimgar takes over leading the group with unusual confidence. He warns you about the fragile places in the ice and sends you back more than once when the route taken turns out to be too dangerous.
There you go.
You reach the other side unscathed, and even Boindil nods his recognition to Goimgar.
It was nothing.
A proud grin flits across the face of the otherwise gloomy-looking gem cutter.
There you
While
go.
you rest under a ledge at noon, Rodario and Fergus decide to go ice fishing, and the dwarves immediately pronounce their opposition.
Ice and water are both treacherous. They entice you to them. Before you know it, you disappear into them forever.
Like in a marriage, you mean? At first, the woman entices you, but if you stay in her arms like a good boy, the good life is over all too quickly.
The good life, in which you go behind the backs of other men, get beaten up, and one day die painfully of a sexually transmitted disease.
All slander, my dear.
Rodario bares his teeth for a moment, and then follows Fergus to the shore.
He reminds me of a billy goat we used to have. Mounted everything that got in its way. One day, he mounted a goat that was standing too close to a cliff. The two of them fell down the cliff in the best of spirits.
Nothing about a good laugh, huh? Yeah, there was actually a funny story there. And a sad one about the change women undergo, or some women, maybe most women undergo, once they marry a man. Right? What do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. And let's continue on our journey. Could go here or here, but this here goes over another mountain range, so I guess this here seems to be quicker and easier, so let's go here.
It snows all day, and the cold wind continues to get stronger.
Oh no!
The dwarves trudge stubbornly on, but at some point, Fergus can take it no longer.
Oh,
We are walking right into the eye of a blizzard.
We have snowstorms in the Brown Range, too. If you get caught in a storm while hunting, you simply wait it out in a snow cave.
The blizzard will be on us before we can build a snow cave. We should look for a sheltered spot and light a fire.
I also feel that it might be better to look for a sheltered spot and light a fire. Yeah, if he says that that it will take too long, and the other one didn't object, so let's rather have the sheltered spot and light a fire.
Instead of looking for a shelter, you simply go to some crags nearby and shovel up some snow on the sides to make a windbreak. You feel better almost as soon as you leave the biting wind.
There you go.
Fergus lights an alchemic fire, and the closeness of your companions ensures a reasonably warm night.
Oh, so sweet.
By the next morning, the blizzard has blown over, and you set off on your way again.
Ah, there you go. By the way, did that actually change anything here with our companions? Like this guy? Oh, he doesn't have any relationships. That is equally curious. Well, he's got 55 and 25 now, but well, whatever. So, continuing on the way. Well, that's good. Let's save the game. Well, let's save this one here. 3. There. So, let's go there.
Your path leads you over a snowy, hilly plain, and as you scale a particularly steep hill, you falter. A crevasse opens out in front of you. You look around, but there isn't any point nearby where you could cross over the gap.
Let's upsile down the crevice. That's actually a curious word. I've never heard that being used in English. That's actually German. To use a rope and to go down somewhere. From zeil the rope. And up, down, downwards. Or we look for a way to bypass the crevice, but that could take a while. Now let's upsile down the crevice.
You attach a rope to a huge rock and abseil down, one after the other. The floor of the crevasse is darker and colder than you'd expected. The sun hardly ever reaches down this deep. You light torches and look around. At some distance you notice the entrance to a cave, which seems to wind upwards on the other side. But you can't be sure that this path leads out.
Oh yeah, it's indeed a word, upsile, but mostly used in British English. Interesting. You always learn something new every day, huh? So, well, let's explore this cave, of course.
You are afraid that you might get lost in the ice cave and freeze to death in misery. But ultimately, your curiosity is rewarded. You find, after an hour's search, a winding passage that leads you to a large chamber. You walk ahead with your torch outstretched and see a shadow in the ice. You step backwards in shock as you realize that it's the body of a frozen human.
Oh!
Something glittering in the floor grabs Goimgar's attention. An ornamented gold shield. Part of it is frozen into the ice, but it should be easy to free.
Pure gold! This thing must be worth quite a bit, though it would be completely useless in a fight.
Well, we are not leaving that behind. Let's take it. Could prove useful.
You allow Goimgar to free the shield from its icy prison. After you've had a look around the rest of the chamber and taken a short break, you look for a way back up to the surface. You are able to continue on your way without any further delay.
There we go. Let's have a look at that. And now we have no injuries. That's good. Because we also ran out of provisions. Golden shield. Useless in battle but very valuable. There. And then...
You finally arrive at the entrance to a valley that curves its way towards Ironhald, the Firstling stronghold.
Impressive. There we go. We've made it. Oh! I really like the cutscenes in this game. It's really nice.
By Vracus, we've done it!
Oh! 2 arrows.
Up there!
Ah, that guy again. Oh, she. Hello.
Run! I can't maintain the spell for long!
Put him on Goimgar's shield. To the gate. Quick!
He dispelled it. She's just looking. Oh! Well, that was a nasty ambush there, but why didn't we attack him?
As you approach the first gate, you see guards on the battlements. You call as you run.
By Vracus, we are dwarves of the kingdoms of the secondlings and the fourthlings. Open the gate!
Their leader gives orders that you cannot hear, but moments later, the gate opens up for you.
Report back! Man the walls and the defences!
The guards follow the orders immediately.
Who are you that lead the Alpha to our door?
A female dwarf.
How dare you speak to us like that? Dwarf who seems to have no name?
Boindale steps forward before you can stop him.
I am Boindale Doubleblade, a child of the smith of Barrowan folk. And that is my brother Boindale, who needs a healer immediately.
The commander pulls down his scarf, and his face leaves you speechless.
Only a dwarf could make such a fuss. Ballinder Steelfinger. I protect the main gate of the Firstlings. Therefore it is my duty to regard all guests precisely before I invite them in.
But you are a woman.
You have a keen eye, Boindale Doubleblade.
The tender features and soft fluff leave no room for doubt. A female dwarf is the commander of the guard. She gives orders for the injured Boindale to be taken care of. 4 dwarves pick him up on his shield, and Boindale follows them.
Stay with your brother. I will bring the rest of you to Queen Zamtis, where you can explain what you're doing here.
Wow. I would love to see the fluff. Oh-ho! A nice haul. Paternoster elevator, that's cool. Incredible. I've also been thinking about a space paternoster instead of a space elevator lately. What do you think about that? Wouldn't that be cool? There. Well, that's certainly interesting. And there we have it. Was it a queen?
Come closer, and be welcome to the kingdom of the Firstlings.
I am Tungdil Goldhand of the Fourthling Kingdom.
You introduce your companions one by one, not forgetting to mention the twins and the mage too. You then explain the reason for your visit. You report on the advance of the Perish land, the death of the Magi, and the dispute about the next High King. The dark brown eyes of the Queen fix on you for a moment before she speaks.
What you report sounds very serious, Tungdil. You can be sure of the support of the Firstlings. How may we assist you?
Well, we need your help to forge Keenfire, the magic axe that can hurt demons.
There is only one way to defeat Nodon. Keenfire. To forge it, we need the best smith your kingdom has to offer. Help us, and thus help your kingdom, my queen.
The Queen considers, then nods.
So be it. Could there ever be a better time to revive the old commonality of the kingdoms? Ballandis here is not only my best warrior, she is also my best smith. She will accompany you.
Your eyes fall upon Ballandis, and you notice the blood rushing to your cheeks.
I will do my best. You can trust in my axe and my hammer.
Well, that is good to know. We are headed to the Fifthlings in the Grey Range.
We must continue on our journey to the Fifthlings in the Grey Range.
Then I will show you the entrance to the tunnels. You will be in the Perish land within a few orbits.
You know the tunnels, but still the Firstlings live in seclusion.
Our isolation was self-imposed. My mother knew that the other kingdoms would not simply accept her as the queen. She wanted to give them time to get used to it.
Well, how about you send a delegation to the Secondlings? The dwarves must stand together.
Your Highness, in the name of the Council of the Kingdoms, I request that you send a delegation to the Blue Range to take part in the discussions. We all have a common enemy.
There has never been any enmity between my kingdom and the others. It was more neglected friendship and habit that has made us strangers to one another. As soon as you set off for the Grey Range, we will head east to see our brothers and sisters again. I will have rooms prepared for you and your companions so that you can rest. It has been some time since we have had guests, but we still know what hospitality means. Come to me when you are ready to depart.
Well, that is a very interesting development. Another 225 and 50 experience points. You can look at the waterfall. Speak to Andokai. Oh, she's doing something there with the green ball. Yeah, that's certainly interesting here. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's firstly look at this here. The water wheel.
You guess that this water powers all the machines in the underground city. A masterpiece of engineering.
Incredible. So, Balindis. Nice
hello.
axe.
What is it, Tungdil?
Well, it would seem there are a lot of female dwarves in important positions here.
It would seem that a lot of important positions are occupied by female dwarves in the Firstling Kingdom.
Is it not common where you come from that men and women share the duties?
Of course. Among the humans and the Secondlings, the women help out in the house so that the men have time for their duties. That's how it is written in the books, too.
Here, posts are assigned according to the skills of the applicant, not gender. It's only natural that the most important posts are occupied by women.
She winks at you and gives you a knowing glance, although the whole thing still befuddles you.
Well, the thing about the skill sounds very convincing, right? But then she just broke the good idea by implying that here the women were actually yeah, you could say had an advantage probably at gaining positions, huh? That sounded not very kind of her. If she took the criticism really seriously. But well, what is it like living with the Firstlings?
What is it like living with the Firstlings? I haven't seen much yet, but many things seem to be different to life with the Secondlings in Ogre's Death.
I can't make any real comparisons either. I grew up here and have never left our kingdom. I can hardly wait to see the halls of the Fifthlings. They were the best smiths before we took on the mantle.
Don't expect too much. Their halls have been in the hands of the enemy for over 1,000 cycles.
I read that the orcs avoid the stronghold, as if there were a curse on it.
Even reading doesn't seem to be frowned upon among the Firstlings. You feel at home here. But that isn't only down to the books.
Oh.
See you later.
We are starting to feel something new, huh? Well, so they have... Oh, that's a pretty nice big mushroom there. That's a good meal. More mushrooms in different colors. Also very nice inlays here. What's that? Enter the throne room? No. Oh, what is she doing there? Oh, she is doing something. I thought this was actually... like Andokai and her... I thought the guy was a golem or something.
Ah, Tungdil. I was wondering when you would pay me a visit.
I thank you, Angeroon. You appeared at the right moment. May I, ask why?
It was down to you. Your speech about the responsibility I owe to my realm. Lot-Ionan was a good teacher.
Her face darkens when she thinks of her old companion.
There are 100 reasons that Nodon deserves to die. That is why I went back to the Secondlings and took another look through the books.
I discovered a passage that said Keenfire can only take its effect against evil when it is wielded by a foe of the Undergrounders.
A foe of the Undergrounders? It's going to be difficult to persuade Nork to help us.
I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I think I might have an answer to the problem. The Alpha are also your foes, aren't they?
What the...
Half human, half elf. My mother bequeathed me her gifts and her weapons. I got very little from my father, but his eyes are an advantage.
Uh-huh. Well, I think we shouldn't tell Geralda anything about this probably, huh?
We should keep your parentage secret, especially from Geralda.
I'm in no doubt that the Alpha did terrible things to her. And I'm not keen on letting her kill me.
If what Namora told me earlier is true, this Geralda could be just as great a danger as Nodon. She could take control of generals or kings, maybe even me. You are aware of the danger, but you don't have the energy to think about it right now. You push the problem aside.
And that's agreed. We will keep Namora's secret to ourselves.
By the way, I thought that there's actually a difference between elves and the Elfgar or Elfar. Like the one that we found in this village, the poor thing that was undead and nailed to the tree. She was actually, she looked different. I think. Well, are you sure about the bit concerning the Undergroundlings, foe Andokai?
And you're sure that only a foe of the Undergrounders can use Keenfire?
Anyone can use it like a normal axe, but only a foe of the Undergrounders can command its magical powers. I don't know much about her, but a half-elf should pass as a foe of all dwarves.
Not so good for her. Fortunately, we are more progressive, right? More progressive thinking. Well, alright then, you will wield Keenfire.
You will wield Keenfire in the battle against Nodon. But we're going to have to make it first.
You said it. The actress takes her leave with a little nod.
Okay. Although, like, it's an axe and not a blade, huh? But well. So, how is Dirun? Is there a person in there?
How are things with Dirun? Could you help him?
He's doing well. He should be back to full strength after some rest. You still don't know what kind of being is hidden under the armor. But the Mage's powers seem to have done a good job. The Firstlings have offered to improve his armor. And when one of the best smiths in Girdlegard offers something like that, you should definitely take them up on it.
Yeah, indeed. So what about your magical powers? You look exhausted, poor thing.
How are you and your powers? You look a little exhausted.
I won't lie to you. It has already been too long since I was in a place where I can draw new strength. My power is trickling away like water from a leaky pipe.
Is that perhaps a way to weaken Nodon?
No, I wouldn't count on that. Even if we could keep him away from the magical realms, the being that lives within him has given him unknown powers.
How was the elf able to destroy your magical shield? He had something there, like a leather piece around an arrow, huh?
How was Synthras able to overcome your shield? Can Alfar use magic?
No, certainly not. I don't know much about their people, but I think they have innate powers. Conjuring darkness, extinguishing fire, changing dreams. Little things that fill humans with fear and ensure the potency of terrifying legends about their people. Syntherast used a trick, not a spell. We killed 2 Alfar near Sovereignstone. They had crystals on them which they had received from Nod-On to protect them from the spells of the Magi. He must have used a stone like that.
Take some rest. And I hope you'll still be here at dawn.
The Maga gives you a reproachful look. Don't worry. We'll stand by you until this expedition has reached its destination. It feels good having the Maga and her companion at your side again.
Yeah, well. Okay. That's actually pretty cool here. Let's have a look. Oh no, but she's not part of the party yet. Well, and then we can talk over there. It's actually a rather big area here in comparison to what we've seen so far. Oh, there's a dwarf with a big double-hander axe. Hello there, gentlemen. Anything new? We're not allowed to go there, huh? Well. Then. Hello there. You guys, you don't say anything, huh? No. Who this? It's Geralda. Yeah, let's save the game.
Geralda looks depressed.
Oh. Hey, is there something wrong, Geralda?
You don't like something's bothering you?
It's just... they avoid me. You're the only one who talks to me.
Yeah, well, you did try to kill us when we first met you.
Geralda gives a wry smile.
Not exactly the best of first impressions, right?
You're not
Possibly
a
the
bad
worst.
person, Geralda. Just give them some time.
What do you know of the Free Folk?
You said you wanted to join the Free Folk. What do you know about them?
To be honest, I don't know very much at all. It is said they are like a kingdom, just without a kingdom. No clans, no obligations and traditions, no repressive expectations. Just dwarves living together.
And where do I find them?
Everywhere. And nowhere. They hide. I think I almost found one of their cities. I don't know anymore.
See you later.
Okay. She looks also rather small and thin for a dwarf, actually. There's something to look at. Ah, here. Huh? What is this? Well, I don't know. Here. Namora. Ah, there! Ah, she's sitting there. Well. I'm just saving the game just in case there are options. I mean, everything is rather straightforward, but sometimes there is
Namora, may I
something
speak
maybe.
with you?
Hey, how did you end up with Rodario and Fergus?
I was wondering how you ended up being an actress with Rodario and Fergus.
I have seen many places and done many things that I would like to forget. For a long time, I didn't know what to do with my life. But then I met Fergus. There are no secrets between us. I have never had to pretend with him. He introduced me to Rodario, and I feared the worst, but he was delighted. He immediately wrote me into a new play.
Oh, how kind.
Sounds like Rodario.
Yeah, very nice of him. What happened to your parents?
Your parents? Relationships between humans and Alpha is uncommon.
My mother brought me up on her own. I don't know what happened to my father.
You look at her compassionately. Namora notices your expression and shrugs her shoulders.
I never knew him, so I don't miss him.
You don't believe her. You never got to know your parents either. But you still miss them even though Lot-Ionan raised you.
Yeah, well... Do you sometimes wish you weren't born as a half-elf?
This might be a strange question, but do you sometimes wish...
That I wasn't half-elf? Of course I've thought about it. But what's the point? This is how I was born, how I am, and it's something I can't change. And well, perhaps it might now serve some benefit for the first time. My heritage could be the key to saving Girdlegard.
See you later.
Well, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, well, what is going on here with the... Oh, it's like, oh, this is really a big underground city, huh? So there was something to look at here. What is this? Ah, there. No, okay. Oh well. There's something... Oh! What was that? Ah, look at the abyss. What's over there?
The second dwarf stronghold you have ever seen also impresses you greatly. The Firstling stronghold is very different to Ogre's Death, but you'd rather not say which you prefer.
I like the machinery. Okay then, so was there anything else over there, by the way? Oh! Ah, there's the lift in the throne room. Well, let's take a closer look at the lift. This Paternoster elevator.
The inventiveness of your people still impresses you, and fills you with pride for being a dwarf.
Yeah, well. Okay, I think we need to go over there now. Firstly. Over there. Yep, there is more. The sick room. Oh yeah. Well, let's visit Boindil. Oh no, Burndal. Oh, what is his name? Sorry. Burndal, yeah. Okay, let's talk to the others first. Rodari and Fergus. Hey guys.
It is simply legendary. No, it is mythical. We definitely need a large theatre so we can convey the impression of this grandeur to the spectators.
It's going to be difficult, but we'll manage it. But it will be more expensive.
It would appear you like it here.
Ha! Like it? It is fabulous! I almost feel like giving up. Not even the best of illusions could possibly imitate this. But say, what brings you to us, Tungdil?
Well, just chatting a little bit, so... I know something about Namora.
Why didn't you say that Namora is half-elf?
If our spectators knew, they would run away screaming. So I'm sure you'll understand that we couldn't tell a group of armed dwarves either.
Good
You
point.
have to admit that you don't know how you would have reacted if Namora had revealed herself in Mifodania. Fear and hatred of the Alpha is deeply rooted.
You already know her, Tungdil. She has skills, but her lineage does not determine how she thinks and acts. She is the love of my life, and I would go crazy if I were to lose her.
Don't worry, we will take good care of her. Are you sure you wish to travel to the perished land with us now?
Every step from here on is more dangerous than the last. Are you sure you want to continue on our journey with us?
Of course. Every story needs an end. What kind of play would it be without a third act?
There is no way I'm going to let Namora ride into battle on her own. I will be there to assist her.
Yeah, very good. That honors you. How are the plans for your play coming along?
And how is your new play coming along?
Good, very good. The band of adventurers who set off to defeat Nodon, aided by the Queen of the Dwarves from the kingdom of the Firstlings. It's going to be a real challenge to present this story in all its greatness.
Do you already have a title?
I haven't decided for sure yet, but at the moment I'm thinking along the lines of the heroic dwarves and their loyal companions who opposed Nodon despite all the challenges to destroy him and save Girdlegard.
I must go. Rest now.
Yeah, that's
Rest?
too long.
Haven't you seen? There are machines that keep the whole city alive. I must take a look.
Well, you will surely have something nice to see here. So let's have a look at the sick room. There. Oh. Oh.
Tungdil.
How's Burndal?
How is he?
He's lost a hell of a lot of blood.
The crazy glint in Boindale's eyes has given way to serious concern.
I'm doing fine. You must rest, brother. Stay on your back so the wounds can heal. Fortunately, he hasn't lost his pig-headedness. As long as he has that, he'll come through.
Boindale forces a grin, but you can imagine what he's really thinking and feeling.
Well, but didn't he get the arrows in the back? So he should actually lie on his stomach, right? But well, wasn't Andokai able to help?
I thought Andokai was going to look after him. Didn't her magic help?
We don't want her help. Magic is no use. And we certainly don't want anything to do with Somerset.
You know there is no point arguing with the twins about magic. There is too much of a fine line between conviction and stubbornness. Boendal would rather die than be healed by the Mager.
Well, that's not the smartest move, but well, we must go on without Boendal then. Oh no.
We'll have to go on without him. He won't manage more than 100 paces without dropping down dead the state he's in.
No! I'll manage, Scholar. Just give me 2 orbits, then I'll be fine. It's just a scratch.
Boendal tries to stand up, but he doesn't have the strength. You shake your head.
Stay here and recover, Boendal. We'll meet you again in time for the big battle against Nod-On. You have done your bit.
But where one of us is, the other is too. It is the greatest deed that has ever been carried out by our people. Oh. It would seem you are right, Scholar.
We'll be separated for the first time in our lives. I will miss you by my side in battle. The first 100 runts will be for you.
You will have to protect him and the others on your own now, brother. Don't take on too much, and rein in your frenzy. You must control your anger better than you usually do. Promise me.
I promise.
Tears run down the bearded cheeks of the 2 twins. They have never had to part like this before.
Also quite sweet. Well, I think we've got a big problem though, because Boendal was actually, I would call him the backbone of our fighting group. The guy. Well, that worries me a bit. So let's see. So, but otherwise I think there's actually... Yeah, we can't go there right now. It's just here. It's blocked. Yep, can't go beyond those dwarves. Well then, we have to go back to the throne room. There are no other options here. Nope. Okay, nothing. What is he doing? Dwarf? It's a woman, a female dwarf. That is not how she's supposed to stand there, I'm rather sure of that. Well, let's go to the throne room then. Hello.
I've gathered all of the metal we need for Keenfire. I'm ready to depart.
You nod and then look her solemnly in the eyes.
Once we set off, stay in the background, keep out of fights, and avoid all danger.
The female dwarf's expression darkens.
Shall we engage in a trial fight, Mr. Dwarf?
No, Bifracus. I know that female dwarves can fight. It's because of the axe. You're the only one who can forge it. If something happens to you, we won't be able to stop Nod-On.
The face of the smith relaxes, and then a smile appears on her lips.
I can look after myself.
She's got an interesting shield there. We're allowed to go
Greetings,
closer.
Queen Zamtis.
The Queen bows her head slightly, prompting you to speak.
Well, sorry for asking, but I have never read about a dwarf queen before.
Please excuse me for asking, Your Highness, but how is it that a queen is sitting on the Firstling throne?
The Queen smiles. She has clearly been expecting the question.
It began with an argument. My father valued my mother's advice, but disputed her ability to lead the kingdom. This frustrated her, and she demanded the chance to prove the contrary. In the end, they agreed that my mother would govern the Firstlings for 14 orbits. During this time, there was an attack by trolls, and my mother put them to flight with cunning and bravery. When my father demanded the throne again, she defied him, and the clans followed her. The other kingdoms were appalled and refused to receive my mother, but our kingdom saw that she was a good queen. And when she died 230 cycles ago, the people demanded that I should follow her onto the throne.
Well, then I guess that was fine. Although it was kind of treachery, right? She usurped the throne, literally. Yeah, but well, it's also 230 cycles ago. Is everything... No, at least, right? Plus her reign. Is everything ready for the journey?
Is everything ready for our journey to the kingdom of the Fiflings?
We have provided wagons for you and your companions. Are your preparations complete?
Yeah, yes, we can set off for the Fiflings.
Yes, we are ready.
The Queen nods slowly.
Rally your companions. I will march east with my host, but don't be misled. The fate of the perished land is in your hands, not mine. May you succeed and return unhurt. Vrakas be with you.
Thank you so much, and no worries, we are aware of our task and responsibility. So...
The plains of Tabain are the most fertile in Girdlegard, and rightly give the kingdom its nickname of the breadbasket. The east of the land has been in revolt since the perished land advanced, and the peace seemed to have broken in the heartland too, as a group of strangers crawl out of a hole in the ground.
Why don't we just look for a tunnel that hasn't collapsed?
And what if we don't find one? If we're overground, we at least know that there's a way, even if it's dangerous. Let's go.
There, level 9. So level 10 seems to be the maximum. So he's got 3,200. Oh, and Balundis is 3,100. So I guess she's our new tank dwarf, I guess. Continue. Oh yeah, he's got the elixir, Bavragor. Drinks the brew from his water skin and heals himself immensely. Earthquake or Dragon's Breath. He ignites the brew. Enemies in a straight line in front of Bavragor get stunned. And 1,200. Yeah, well, I would like to see that. Dragon's Breath is most likely the same thing as the fire. So let's have the earthquake. That sounds also pretty cool. So let's see what she can do. I feel we want her as number 3. She still has the Chain Lightning, Scorch and Blast. Oh, and now our relationship with her is really good, huh? By the way, Jiroon is also super powerful with the kick. That was actually pretty good. It's because he's also following up with a regular attack. And there, Balundis. Push. Balundis rams an enemy with her shield. He is knocked back, damages others in his path, and falls down. That seems to be useful. Reach. Passive. Balundis auto attack hits several enemies. Puncture. Oh, with the hilt of her axe. Balundis stabs a single enemy with the handle of her axe and deals a lot of damage. 1,950, nice. Or maybe she... Yeah, I want her as number 4. So she can actually have this here. And then... Andokai gets this here. Continue. So that's that. And we have 80 food. Well, they weren't too generous with the food here, huh? This is where we need to go. Fifthling stronghold. Yeah, and well, right beside the perished land. So what do we see here? There's Pennyfield. There's Lee Hill. Something's going on there. Doesn't seem to do anything. Well, and this here doesn't tell us. Maybe it's because it's not inside. It's too far away or something. Well, anyway. So, that was pretty cool. We saw the Firstling fortress. And we lost one of our best fighters, who is especially resilient. So I hope that we will not regret that tremendously. I mean, on the other hand, we could also use Georune. He's also rather tough, I think, with 3,800. Yeah, but let's try her. Yeah, let's see that. Alright then. So, and what happens next, we will see in the next episode. Many thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. And if you did, please do click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you never ever miss an episode again. And we'll continue next time. In the meantime, why don't you share your thoughts in the comment section? We discuss your questions or appreciate your pep talk. Many thanks for that. See you next time. Bye-bye.